Hello, I'm Mark Sumner, host of the Channel Chat podcast show, and today I have the pleasure of Sonny Sehgal, the CEO of Transpotec, in the studio. How are we doing?
I'm good, thanks. Great to be here. Good to see you again. You're looking good.
Yeah, no, I'm looking good. Everything's good. Yeah,
5 has started off well for you, I can see.
It has, and you're here in the studio, so even better. So I actually, when I do a bit of research on a guest, Sonny, I normally go through their LinkedIn profile. And I normally do a bit of research on them. And what I found out about you was you started Transpotec as a student.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that, the listeners. So Imperial College, you're a student, you get an idea, a harebrained idea to start a company.
Well, I was studying at Imperial College. A lot of students, amazing students there, far cleverer than I was. And I learned some really good stuff there. And I saw an advert for Chase Manhattan Bank. They were doing a project, and I thought, wow, this is an interesting project. I'd love to go and see what they're up to. And they had an open day. I turned up, made my notes in this meeting, went back home, and I thought, wow, this is something I can write. And I started writing it just as a simple project for myself. And I thought it looked okay. I rang this guy up on a Monday, and I said, look, you don't know who I am. I think I've written something that you might like. Can we have a chat? And he was a bit dubious at first, but he said, come along and let's have a coffee. And I turned up, showed him this thing that I'd kind of mocked up for him. And they really liked it. They hadn't defined it properly, but I formed the basis of something they really liked. And I was in the room for about 8-9 hours. And they said, you got a project. You got the project. And I thought, whoa, this is good. I didn't know really what that meant, but I went back to university the following few days, and I rounded up my really clever friends, and I said, guys, we got this little side hustle that we can do. Let's get on with it. And they said, yeah, we're up for it, as long as you're paying for the beer money. And I said, that's a deal. And that's what we did. We developed this project for this company then, who was Chase, and we didn't know really how to price it. We just winged it all the way through, and we developed quite a great product for them, and rolled it out, and it became complicated, and we got into other parts of our business because of that. So we started off as software developers. It was fun.
That's mad. That's mad.
It was because we didn't really know what to price it at, how to bill it, how to engage with the customers. Quite fun. The good old days, I would say. The good old days.
So that inspired you to thought, we'll get a name of a company and we'll start. So that inspired Transpotec.
Yeah, I mean, Transpotec started because I was really good at transputers. Transputers was a product made by a company called Inmos then, and they had an operating system called Occam. I loved that stuff. And it was all about parallel processing. And the company started off called Transputer Technology, and we thought that's far too long. We have to abbreviate that, and we abbreviated to Transputec at that time.
Now, you started, or I hope I think I'm right. You started with your brother. Now, I actually used to work with my brother, which was an absolute nightmare working with my brother. So, how do you find working with family? How do you find working with your brother?
I needed him. I mean, he was a few years ahead of me in university. While I was kind of starting, he had just finished, graduated. And I said, look, I need someone to help me with the commercial side of this engagement, of this project. And together we said, let's just get this going together. And how is it like working with your brother? Really good, because he's a trusted pair of hands. We've grown up together. We've known each other for a long, long time. And I can just tell him to get stuff done. And we're a yin and a yang, I guess. Yeah.
You're the younger brother, though.
I am the younger brother, yeah.
How does he find it working with you?
Now he finds it really frustrating because I want to get stuff done really, really quickly. Just the way I am. I'm an agile kind of innovative thinker, and sometimes he's quick as me, and sometimes he's a bit slower. But we have a great relationship, and it works really well.
Take me on the journey, Sonny. So you started. When I looked at it on your LinkedIn, like 41 years ago, you've run a company.
I was a young student. I think I was 17 when I started.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So talk me on that journey, how you've progressed up till today.
So, I mean, we had the one customer then. I finished university. It was great. Got my degree, which was very happy. I was very happy about that. And by the time we got out, I didn't have a job. I had a company, and my brother and I developed this company. We got employed more people. We did more events. We became a solution provider. We supplied hardware. We became partners with IBM, Toshiba, etc., and we were selling solutions to quite large corporates. We
Why
were
were they trusting you? Why were they trusting people like
I know it's really
teenagers? Like,
strange, isn't it? It's really strange because we just delivered, right? We just got stuff done. They didn't really come to our office because we didn't have an office at that time. We just got stuff done, and it was really intriguing. And we won some really large customers out the back of it, and we got to a point where we are today, where in the journey that we've had, we've bought and sold a few companies. We've acquired some small businesses. Some have been successful, some have not. We learned a lot, but Transmitech has always been the cog for our evolution. We've always created things within Transmitech because we've got great people. Some of the guys have been with us for 20, 30 years. Great. And that's very significant in this industry. It's very unusual for that to happen.
what advice would you give to young entrepreneurs out there, late teens, early 20s, that have no credibility, that want to go and get big customers, that maybe don't have the ambition to do it, or they're a bit worried about doing? What advice would you give? Because when you were talking, I was thinking, have you got the credibility to sort of speak to these customers at that age? Have you got the capabilities to deliver? But what advice would you give someone who wants to do it but who hasn't got that?
First, have confidence in yourself and actually deliver something that they can tangibly see. That delivers credibility. Talking, I think nowadays is very, very, everyone talks, but they just don't deliver. Actually, if you can go and talk to someone confidently, believe in yourself, and actually deliver something they can see that you have created, that's what I would recommend anyone does today. Learn about what you're passionate about and go and actually deliver that to your customer. That will set you apart from everybody else.
Sonny, between you and your brother, what's sort of some of the sort of significant changes that you faced in sort of trying to scale Transmitech? Because there's one thing having one customer and doing a good job. There's another thing, scaling a business and having a global service provider. So what's some of the challenges you
I think
faced?
the biggest challenge we all have in the industry is finding the right people, right? Getting good quality people that will do what you want them to do and think like, independence rather than being coached all the time. Finding the people is the hardest thing. I think the technology is there. There's always opportunities out there. It's finding the person to grab those opportunities and really take them by the thrust and deliver them quickly. That's the biggest challenge. People. We are a services business at the end of the day, and we rely on people. We have great people in our business today, but it is about finding more talented people.
How do you go and do that? You're speaking to a recruiter now. How do you do that, Sonny?
How have I done it so far? Talk to people, network, find the right type of engagement. And it doesn't necessarily mean they have the right technical skills. I think if a person's got the capacity, the ability to think on their feet, they can communicate well, then I love coaching those guys to become who and what they want to be and getting the best out of them. But that's hard, right? You've got to network, you've got to talk to people, and like any business, we've employed great people. We've also employed not so great people.
How have you had to adapt yourself as you grow a business? Again, you're a young teenager. You're working with your brother. That's one thing. Having multiple people, tens of people working for you. How have you had to adapt your own style to actually manage that?
It's hard, right? Because I'm a really, really bad manager of people. Really bad manager of people. Mainly because I'm impatient and I just want to get stuff done, and I don't like to waste time in the drudgery of managing people. So what I've did, and probably the most significant thing I did in my journey, was to find people who are better than me managing people.
Right.
So leave me to do the innovative stuff, the creative stuff, and the stuff that makes me excited, and it's actually useful for customers. And let the management of people be done by someone who has better skills than I do. So identifying skills of people within our organization who are good at what they do, make them better at what they do rather than trying to make them better at what they're not.
Over the years, Sonny, have you had an opportunity to either look at M&A or acquiring business, or how have you sort of thought about trying to scale
Yeah.
Transportech?
So scaling is always it was always hard, right? We've done it organically, and as I said, we have bought and sold a few companies. Some have worked, some have not, like any business. We are constantly trying to find M&A opportunities, right? We're trying to, because scaling organically is hard. It really is hard. So we're trying to find organizations that we can acquire or we can be part of. And we've had a few really good conversations, but they haven't crystallized. But
Why is that? Why do you think?
I think there's sometimes there's a cultural fit. We'll get to a point where we're nearly there, but some things will dislodge. You find things out that you didn't know about at the beginning, and you think, is this really going to be the right journey that we want to take together? And you pull out, and we have done that.
Right.
There are other situations where you do take over or acquire a business, and they do exceptionally well. And we've had one of those which has done really well. But I love creating things from scratch, and bringing those to a journey where we can crystallize the benefits of that.
Have you ever been approached to buy Transportech?
We're getting approached all the time.
Really?
I think the MSP market is hot generally, and there's other MSPs, VC funds, PE funds. There's lots of acquisitive people that want ARR type business. So yeah, there's generally a lot of, like a business says, you want to get the price right. So we're trying to scale our business to a point where we want to exit at the right point.
You would exit.
We, like any businessman,
Yeah.
we want to find a point where we can crystallize the benefits of our investments.
So that would mean maybe Ricky, or you both go, and you maybe if you got the right opportunity, if you got the right offer.
I think nothing's off the table. Nothing's off the table. But right now we're not. We're in the acquisitive mode. We want to grow organically. We've still got a lot of energy. We've still got a lot of intellectual stuff that we're creating. And I think right now in the point at which AI is, I think we've got a really exciting time ahead. I've never been so excited as I am at this period of time than I was when the internet kind of came along properly.
It's interesting, Sonny, because I was going to ask you that about, you started something 41 years ago. I don't meet many people that have been in the industry that long. Yes, they might have been in the industry, but not doing the same thing. Yeah. What keeps you motivated, and what keeps you excited about continuing the journey?
Yeah, it's a great question. It is about the tech, right? I love tech. I just love new tech stuff, and AI has really given me a re-excitement in what is possible, and that's what keeps me excited. New innovations, new ideas, new capabilities, how we can drive innovations and efficiencies for businesses. I love doing that.
Let's talk about that subject. AI, efficiencies for business, the opportunity in 2025. Where do you see it in 2025?
I think we've just at the tip of the iceberg. I think all these guys, ChatGPT and Claude and all these great LLMs that are out there and chat kind of solutions are absolutely fantastic. And I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg. I think these agents, AI agents, are going to be the way of the future, and the way they're integrated into businesses and how they can reorganize a business to be business 2.0, right? And make sure that we give our people in a business an unfair advantage to make sure they speed up their workflow. That's where the excitement is today, how they can get execution of tasks done a lot quicker.
Have you implemented AI in your own company, or are you have?
Yeah.
Give an example. What you?
So we've done many things, right, in our business. We've been doing AI kind of stuff for a long time. So we are automating triage within our service desk. So our AI chatbots will handle inbound inquiries from customers and triage them quicker than a human being can do it. We're deploying AI voice agents now to help manage inbound voice calls, but that agent knows everything about that customer, every ticket that they've ever had, every experience that they've ever had with us, every problem we've ever solved. So the contextual conversation is very, very specific and very direct. It's like, I know everything about you when you call me, and that feels very personal. That's a lot more than a regular service desk person answering that call. We're doing things now, we're innovating with really a cool idea actually, and something we could talk to you about, is how you could do first level triage interviews for people using AI based on the contextual topic and the questions that you would want to ask a person about the job that they're applying for. So imagine that. Imagine how, scouring through 100 CVs, but actually getting an AI voice agent to talk to that person with the right type of questions and receive the right types of answers, and then categorize that person, and then filter that 100 or so applicants to 5 or 6 that are suitable.
Are you getting demand from your end user customers to use AI or suggest things for them to use? What sort of?
So we're not getting demand from our end users, but we're going to our end users with innovative ideas that they could use internally within their business. That's what we're doing. And we love creating mock-ups, ideas, concepts for them to see. Because talking about it, as I said earlier, is fine. When they see it, it's a completely different conversation you have. So we've done many customer engagements where we will mock up at our own cost a scenario which we think would be applicable for their business, and we go and show them. And generally speaking, they're wowed, and the conversation starts to become more exciting from that point.
Sustainability, social responsibility, big topic in the market at the moment. Was last year, it's going to be this year. How do you sort of prioritise that in your company in Transportec?
So we've stood up quite a nice team in our business, our sustainability team, and there's about 6 or 7 of them now. So we've done some really solid steps to bring our emissions down. We've made some steps in making sure that all our vehicles are electric. We've reduced usage of electricity in our business, and so I think we've taken a lot of steps, and we've got we make it very public on our website about how we are and where we are in our sustainability journey, and it's quite good. I think we've done quite well, and I think we're probably ahead of the curve.
Do you get customers asking if you're sustainable or asking if you're social be responsible?
Yes, we do.
You do, really?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, especially in the public sector.
Right.
That's one of the things that typically gets asked in a tender or any pitching that we're doing. And I think it's a good thing. We should have that. And, we are a company that wants to be sustainable in the way we approach our customers as well.
Sonny, I looked on your profile and...
Again,
I've been researching it a lot.
You've been stalking me. That's what you've been doing.
I've been stalking you. And I noticed that you about 3 years ago, you won the MSD UK Entrepreneur of the Year award, which is great for the ego. It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Why do you go into for those awards, or why does Transportec go in for these awards? Why are they important to you?
Transportec has been around for a long time, but we never really shouted about what we do. We were never really good marketeers. So actually, the MSD UK organisation is really an organisation that's focused on minority, diverse type business owners, and I am one of those. And they themselves told me that I should pitch to become an entrant at this Entrepreneur of the Year's award. And I said, I'd like to keep a low profile, but okay, if you want, I can do that. They asked me they did lots of interviews, and I won it, which was quite nice, and it was quite nice accolade to receive. So why do we do it? Because actually I was pushed to do it by other people, and they thought that I would be the right type of person to put out there, and it was nice to receive.
I've noticed recently as well that Transportec have been going in for more awards and winning, etc., quite publicly on LinkedIn. I've been seeing lots of sort of stuff. Is that a conscious thing now that you're trying to do the last few years?
Yeah. The things, as I said before, we've never really pushed our name out aggressively.
Why?
Because we are just deliverers, right? We'll come and just get the job done and move on to the next job. We weren't marketing ourselves in the right way. And now we want to make sure that people know about us a bit more. We want to shout about our capabilities and be recognized for kind of the good stuff that we are doing. So we're taking a real conscious effort to going for these awards, like our peers, and seeing how we come out.
You work globally, you do stuff abroad as well. What strategies have been most effective for Transportec and sort of scaling operations internationally?
Yeah, great question. So we took a move probably about 10 years ago to see how we can scale our people requirement abroad. So we've got quite a lot of people in different parts of the world, and it's really great because it means that it allows us to operate 24 hours a day without too much hassle. And we took the methodology of home working really early in the days. So, when COVID hit, it was a no-brainer for us, and there was no change, no effect for us, because all of our people abroad worked remotely anyway.
They worked from home anyway.
They worked from home, and it was great. It was seamless. And so we had when COVID did happen, it was really absolutely seamless for any customer experience. And the guys in the UK worked from home, so it was a slight change for them, but the rest of the team were all home working anyway.
Can you share your vision for sort of Transportec over the next 5 years? Where do you see the business going? You're starting to do a lot more PR, you're starting to win awards, Transportec getting very much known. You've done it for 40 years. Where's the next 5 years?
So I think we want to build our managed services business. We want to build our cybersecurity operations. We want to grow that organically or by acquisition. And I think we want to serve our customers, certainly to become a deliverer of really innovative AI solutions for them. Because I think we've got great stories in the AI space. We've delivered some really great innovations internally. And now we're just seeing the benefits of those being delivered to some of our customers. And I suspect in 2025 we'll see lots of customer activities in the AI space. And all of this is all about generating more ARR and stickiness with our customers.
Yeah.
And if we can do that, then it just generates the value of our business a lot more.
Advice generally for people out there, how do you think partners, MSPs can create stickiness with clients? Because we can all talk about, the resellers, they want to sell more services, service providers maybe want to sell more tin, but how do we create stickiness with the customers so they don't go somewhere else?
Just be there all the time for them. Deliver a great job. And when you've done something wrong, correct it quickly. And I think if you keep doing that well and consistently, they will always be there. And we have customers with us who've been with us for more than 20, 30 years. That takes persistence.
My last couple of questions, Sonny, that aren't on the sheet. I haven't prepared you for this, but I want a candid answer. Is there any competitor or MSP or VAR in the market that you sort of come across or you admire from afar that you think's doing well?
Many. I mean, I know many competitors and colleagues in the industry. We meet with them quite regularly.
Is there one that stands out that you think are doing well?
I mean, Air IT are doing well. I know those guys quite well. There's a few others that we come across, but we don't really come across them against customers. It's not like the old days where you were selling a lot of hardware. You'd always come across the common players and you're always fighting against margin. Nowadays, in the MSP world, certainly, there's a bit more respect. There is, you can't really steal a customer overnight. There's strategic stuff going on there. So it's more respect for our colleagues rather than that in the old days where you think, damn, I lost the deal to my colleague down the road. And I won't mention names.
No, fair enough. My last question, and this could be a vendor, a distributor, an MSP, a VAR. What is one company that, and it could be from a technology point of view where you think the tech's good. What is one company that you think in 2025 is the one to watch, or maybe technology the one to watch?
A new company or an old one?
Any company, any channel company.
So I love Microsoft. I think what they're doing is amazing. I think if you can tap on to the bandwagon of all the AI stuff, it's great. And Microsoft are a big corporate play. Most corporates and most businesses use Microsoft technology. So if you can really grasp onto their technology well and deliver innovations based on that, then you ride the wave going forward.
Great. Sonny, thanks so much for your time. You've been a
You're
great
welcome.
guest.
Thank you. Pleasure.